Hi, welcome to API testing with SoapUI 5.6. In this video, I will be explaining about web service testing and creating a SoapUI project, creating test suite and test cases, and adding simple assertion to the test cases. Assertions such as contains, not contains, and validate HTTP status code. Um, Before we begin and open the tool, please go to SoapUI website and follow this link. You will find, let me open it in the browser. So yeah, when you follow that link, you will have an option to see a pro version and the open source. Go for open source version, and as soon as you click it, you will be getting a .exe file. You can set up the file in your default C program files directory. Assuming things go well, let me go ahead and launch the tool. So project. So for any SOAP testing, any web service testing, you need not any web service testing. So web service testing will be categorized into two things. One is SOAP and then REST. So in this tutorial, it is all about SOAP. For SOAP testing, you need a WSDL file. I already have link for WSDL file. So which is, let me go to the browser. It's from the site. I have a WSDL. I give my project name like Euro publication. So project, you're giving a name like so publication, and you have a WSDL. Put that WSDL here and give OK. Project gets created. So this project supports these many operations in it. For simplicity, I'll just go for doing a validation on search publication requests response. So let's create a new test suite, which is like choose the project and then do right click. You will have these many options listed. Choose for new test suite. I'm going for default name, which is test suite 1. This could be renamed to your own choice of words, whatever you feel prefer to put that, but I'm just going for test suite 1 and give OK. So choose a test suite and then right click, give new test case. Again, I'm going for default word, which is test case 1. Let's close these things. Okay, now let's choosing the test case, and then I'm adding a step. So these many steps are being supported by SoapUI tool. But before going deep into these many options that we have, I'll just go for what we should initially do, because it's a SOAP project and you're testing the SOAP request and response. So just go for SOAP request initially. So this is going to be, you can give any name. Right now, as I told that I'm going to go for search publications, I'm going to give that name itself. So which is search publications. Thank you. Okay. So here I choose this operation, which is search publication, and then I give OK. So here, if I'm choosing a default SOAP response assertion, I'm giving it here. I'm not choosing schema assertion and then not SOAP fault assertion at the moment. Just going for create optional content in the SOAP request, and I'm giving OK. So now that I open this, by default I have SOAP response assertion and I have a request body. So generally in testing you will get requirements that this request, say search publication requests, should support the following fields in it, and you will also have the requirements to say what is the value that the field should be taking in the request body. So for now I have the request body ready with me, so I'm just copying that and I'm going to paste it here. So I have nearly 7 fields, and I also have value for the 7 fields. So I have query string, I have result type, I have cursor mark, I have page size, and so on. So how to use this tool effectively? So I can have one test case with this many fields in it. Since most are optional in it, you don't have to pass all the fields all the time. So you can create one more test case. Say add okay, I've chosen test case now. I mean, choose the test suite and then add new test case, say test case 2, and then here you can add a new tester, same request, and put I'm just going for same name, default name. So here I'm again going to search verifications, okay, make it okay, and here since most of the request is going to be optional, you can also create a test case with fewer details now. So here in this, I'm going to remove a couple of items. I put up with this. Okay, let's keep this thing on a pause for some time, and then we'll go to the first test case. So my first test case is about validating the response for this request. So as I told you, I have the values for the fields that is being passed in this request. So I give run. So this is going to hit the whistle link here, and it is going to fetch me the response. So as a tester, the job is to validate the values from this. Your job is to validate the request, the response body, whether the response body contains these fields or not will be your test scenario when you're going to actually test it in the real time. So here I think I have around say 20 fields or something. I'm going to copy this and let's copy that in a notepad. So yeah, it has more than 20. So it has around 36 fields in it. So a good test practice is to check whether all these fields are present. So how will you do that? So there is an option in SoapUI tool. Let's come here. So there is an assertion in SoapUI tool which is called, let's go to property content, and there this one, which is called contains. So you add it here. The main job of this contain assertion is to say whether I have all these fields in it or not. So when I say fields, whether ID is present, whether source is present, whether PMID is present or not, all these things. So to begin with, I'm just going for ID. I give OK. So since OK is present, it is valid. I give one more thing, I give contains, and add, and then let's come here. Similarly, I can write contains for all these fields here. So let's go for publication date at the end. I want to give publication date, and I give OK, since that was name of that. So publication the content, I give OK, then now it is present. So basically, the contains will assert whether the field is present in the response or not. So similarly, I give how to check not contains, give add. So here, how to check not contains. So I have all these fields here. If I put the field names there, it will fail. So say I'll copy that here. So this should not come in the not contains because this has to be present. If you put that in the not contains place, you're telling that it should not be present, which is not the right scope here because it should be present, right? So okay, let's say I remove E. So now this should not be present. I give okay. This is also present, right? Because I just removed yes from it. So let's say it was Boom, I give OK. So basically, this one will assert whether a specific word is not present in the request body of the XML response. So I give OK. So these are the basic validations that you can do on the schema of the XML. So I'll go for one more assertion, which is HTTP status code. Okay, I add so for that HTTP status code, come for complaint status and standards and choose valid HTTP codes and give add. So which is 200. So 200 is always success message for any web service operation. 200 says it is a successful response. So give 200 and give OK. That is also passed. So similarly, you can reuse the test step. You can use clone step and put it in any of the test case and reuse all this assertion again and again. That is one way to do. And here you can have one more test case. Since I already created the test case in my test step. So let's open this. Come on. So some reason it's not opening. Let's get pub. Okay. And I choose so publications. Get okay. And I choose the same thing. And I open it. So yeah, this time I'm not gonna pass all the value. I would rather pass this 4 parameters. Let's see what happens. So I still get the response back. So because everything is optional here, so it's not required that you pass everything all the time. So you can still have a test case to say whether I pass 4 fields and I still get response or not. So this is how we utilize the test cases in the test suite, and so that is it. That is it for the beginners to start with SoapUI. Play with this link and add a couple of more test cases. It's quite simple. It's very much simple. And with that note, yeah, thank you.